Today we'll be making Jamaican cornmeal porridge. Let's get started. So the first thing that I'm gonna do is I'm gonna put on a pot of boiling water with cinnamon leaves. I usually use cinnamon sticks. However, we don't have any today, so I just have cinnamon leaves. And I'm gonna let it boil for like 10 to 15 minutes, and then when it starts bubbling a lot, like I'll add the cornmeal, but I'll explain that when we get to that point. So two pieces is fine, like you don't need any more than that. So it'll start producing really big bubbles in like the next 5 to 10 minutes. We never use like measurement cups for anything. We just judge everything. I know some people cook better with measurements, so I have this, and what I'm gonna do is I'm basically gonna add 4 cups of cornmeal to a separate bowl, mix it with water, and then I'm going to pour it into the boiling water with the cinnamon leaves. So when it starts to look like this, then you know it's time to put the cornmeal in. I'm gonna show you guys a special method that I have to eliminate the chances of getting lumps and bumps in your porridge. Like, you don't like porridge with lumps and bumps in it, not your own ear. Alright, so right now what I'm doing is I'm gonna catch some water in this separate bowl that I have, and then I'm gonna pour it into the pot. So honestly, like, I'd say add water to it until it takes on this texture. Alright, so the method is when you're pouring this into the boiling water, you want to stir the water in the pot at the same time, and this technique would eliminate the chances of having lumps and bumps in your porridge. You see how thick that looks? I'm gonna change that soon. Like, I'm gonna add evaporated milk to it, and I'm gonna add coconut milk, and I'll have the exact measurements of how much I put in it. The coconut milk, and it's like this. This porridge is boiling up so much. Oh my gosh. So after adding the coconut milk and the evaporated milk, I'm just gonna let it like boil and simmer down like this for like 10 to 15 minutes, and then I'll show you the last finishing touches. And you see the texture of this? It's not like extremely watery, and it's not very thick. That's how you should want it, boiling up. And soon I'm gonna add like 2 drops of pimento seed just to spice it up a bit. I'm gonna grate a little tiny bit of nutmeg, and then I'm just gonna put a cap full of this vanilla essence flavoring, and I won't put too much. I just say a cap full because if you put too much of this, your porridge is gonna turn dark. My manicure. You have to really be careful when using a grater because you'll have your finger all chopped off. You'll be fingerless. a capful of the vanilla essence flavoring. Now add like a few drops of pimento seed just to spice it up a little bit. And I'm just gonna mix everything around now. And a tip, please, like when you're cooking and doing anything related to this, like put everything back as you go. Like don't leave a whole big mess while you're doing this. Like just clean up as you go along. Just clean everything up and like you'll be merry. Bubble pata bubble. And then the last thing that I have to do now is sweeten it with sweet condensed milk. You could use brown sugar, you can use the brand Domino sugar, you can use like anything to sweeten it to your liking or to your health conditions. I use this. I don't go crazy with it because I don't like extremely sweet porridge. Like anything too sweet is not good, anything too fresh isn't good.